Hello, how are you? Welcome to Santuário Lunar. In this video I'm going to present you a class on Hindu mythology. Initially I wanted just to talk about the main deities of Hinduism, but then I thought it's not nice to come, throw some names on your face and then let you decide what to do with them. So I came up with this class. In this class we are going to learn the peculiarities of Hindu mythology. We are going to understand a bit of differences this kind of mythology, these deities have compared to others like Greek mythology, for example, and more. We are going to understand about Hindu spirituality, not religion, spirituality, how to use mantras to connect with these deities. Moreover, I'm going to present you the books you have to read if you want to go further into this subject, the right books for you not to waste your time. And then finally, I'll present the main gods and the main goddesses in Hinduism. Let's start this class. So what are the differences between the Hindu gods, the Hindu deities to other gods, other deities from other mythologies? There are many, and one of them is that they have many incarnations, or as we call avatars. So it's pretty common to see a deity with different names, and in the end it's the same deity, the same god or the same goddess in different incarnations, in different times, periods. But they always share the same abilities or the same characteristics that make them one. So when we hear a name, let's say for example Vishnu, and then we hear Krishna, and then we listen that Krishna is Vishnu, it's correct, because Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu. And this happens to other gods and goddesses too. More than these, there are gods and goddesses that are manifestations of another. For example, Kali is a manifestation of Durga. Some say Durga is a manifestation of Parvati, and it's not wrong, because all of them originate from one primordial energy. In case of the goddesses, they all come from Shakti. So it's common to say one is the other and they are all the same. It's not wrong. Another important thing is that the gods are also called Devi, and the goddesses are also called Deva. And one final thing, it's very common to see trinities in the Hindu gods or goddesses. The most famous ones are the Trimurti, the three main gods of Hinduism, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, and also the three Devi, Parvati, Sarasvati and Lakshmi. But there are many others. So if you see gods or goddesses coming in three, it's normal. Another thing that differentiates these deities from others is that they have mantras attributed to them. And with these mantras, we can easily connect with them. We can meditate, we can chant these mantras, and we are already getting in touch with the energy of these gods and goddesses. So it's much easier to connect with the Hindu ones than others that sometimes require more formal ritual, for example. Mantra means the transcendence of the mind. Ma is for mind and Tra is for transcendence. By the way, there's an excellent documentary on Amazon Prime Video called The Power of Mantras. If you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, go there and watch it now. And if you're not subscribed yet, using my link on the description and on the fixed comment, you can get 30 days for free of Amazon Prime, including Amazon Prime Video. Watch The Power of Mantras, and if you want to continue your subscription, or you just cancel and you pay nothing for it. And not only the Hindu gods and goddesses have the mantras, but other deities that have their roots on Hinduism, they also have mantras. And I'm talking about Tara, Kuan Yin, for example. They originate from Avalokiteshvara, a Buddhist god, which has roots in Hinduism. So they carry this, let's say, ability to have a mantra dedicated only to them. So when we chant a mantra by saying the words or sometimes just the song and repeating them in a frequency, we connect our minds to these energies. For example, if we choose the mantra of Lakshmi, and Lakshmi is the goddess of riches, prosperity, and abundance, by chanting her mantra, we are connecting our minds to this energy of riches, abundance, prosperity, luck. So it's simple and easy, and we can use these mantras during our meditations. So it's common to meditate with an Hindu god, with an Hindu goddess. And if you want to get into mantras, there's a tool you can use to help you. This is the tool. It's called Japamala. Japamala has 108 beads, and you can use these beads to guide you through this meditation with a mantra. You can buy yours using the link also in the description and in the fixed comment. It's really nice to have one around. Now, if you want to get further into this subject, I suggest you to read the original books, let's say like this. We've got some big books telling the stories of these gods and goddesses and explaining their abilities and episodes and other things too, like philosophy and religious issues too. And these books, the four main books are the Vedas. And these Vedas, they are divided into the Rig Veda, the Samaveda, the Yajurveda, and the Atharva Veda. These are scriptures from a long time, an ancient time, that describes this. And this is called the Vedic period. When we are talking about Hinduism, is a period after the Vedic period that incorporated all the Vedic teachings. And when we enter Hinduism and we have these main gods and goddesses, we have other collection of books. And these books are called the Puranas. The main Puranas are... Ele desconectou a câmera.
Desconectou?
Sim, ela piscou. The Puranas are divided into three big Puranas: Brahma Purana, Vishnu Purana, and Shiva Purana. And besides the Puranas, we also have some other very interesting books to these subjects. They are the Ramayana, that describes the epic of Rama, one of the Vishnu's avatar, and the Mahabharata, that describes the story of Krishna, another avatar of Vishnu. So they have some special editions too. I've got this, the Illustrated Mahabharata, which is a big book. I suggest you, if you want to enter to read this is a nice edition to have. And another book that can teach you more about the philosophical aspects of Hinduism is the Upanishads. And the Upanishads are also easy to read and to understand, and it's available everywhere. In the description and the comment, you will find links to buy these books. By using my links, you support the channel and you pay nothing extra for it. By the way, there's a bonus book that I always recommend when I'm talking about Hindu deities. Is the book Namaha from Abhishek Singh. You probably noticed that every time I talk about Hinduism, Hindu gods, Hindu goddesses, on my blog, on other videos, I use some similar arts, and these arts are from Abhishek Singh. He authorized me to use them. In 2019, he released this book, this wonderful art book, Namaha, which also contains stories and very inspiring texts. You can also find the link on the description and on the fixed comment. Now let's go to the main gods and main goddesses of Hinduism, of Hindu mythology. Let's start with the gods. The number one is Brahma, the Creator. And we always say Brahma, the Creator, because of course he is the creator of the universe. Brahma created everything we can see and interact with, all the real things, the material things, the tangible things. And this universe we live in that Brahma created is divided into some eras. In the beginning, it's very beautiful, everything is nice, full of love and beauty, but then there is some corruption, some bad things, and things start to decay, and then there are wars and battles. That's when Rama comes and Krishna comes. And the world keeps getting bad until it finally reaches an end. So when it reaches an end, it's destroyed, not by Brahma, and Brahma creates another. Brahma is usually depicted with 3 heads or 4 heads. Three heads that look in every sense, every direction, past, present, future. And the fourth head may look at the occult, the unknown. The god number 2 is Vishnu. Brahma is the creator. Vishnu is the preserver. So the world Brahma created, Vishnu is responsible for preserving. So when the wars start and the bad things start to happen, that's when Vishnu comes and tries to balance everything. And throughout time, throughout these eras, we had different avatars of Vishnu, different reincarnations of Vishnu. Actually, Vishnu has 10 very important incarnations. And from these 10, 4 deserve some special attention. And they are Hama, the Archer. Hama came to the world to help him with some battles and some wars, and his adventures are told in the Ramayana. Another important detail is that Hama was not alone, he had a partner, Sita. And Sita is an avatar of Lakshmi. And then we go back in time, Vishnu and Lakshmi were a couple. Actually, in the Puranas, Vishnu Purana, there's a chapter called Vishnu and Sri. And Sri is another name of Lakshmi. And in this chapter, this couple is venerated and many other names are attributed to them. In my blog, you can find this chapter on Lakshmi's post, or you can also find in the book, in the Vishnu Purana's book. The second important avatar is Krishna, and Krishna also came during a war period. His adventures are told in the Mahabharata book. And Krishna also had a partner, Rukmini, which is also an avatar of Lakshmi. The Mahabharata is considered to be the greatest epic of all time. Another important avatar is Buddha, the 9th avatar of Vishnu. And Buddha, everybody knows Buddha, is the founder, the creator of Buddhism, a philosophy that helps billions of people to reach enlightenment. So when we consider this as Buddha being an avatar of Vishnu, it gets clear that the roots of Buddhism are also in Hinduism, and also so many similarities between the Buddhist deities with the Hindu ones. That's when we have Avalokiteshvara that I told you in the beginning, the god of mercy and compassion. And from Avalokiteshvara we have Tara, the female Buddha, very popular in Nepal, and Guanyin or Kuan the goddess of mercy, the goddess of compassion, very popular in China, in another branch of Buddhism, the Mahayana. The 10th avatar of Vishnu is yet to be born, so probably he's about to come. And why is he about to come? Because the world is about to end. That's when we have the god number 3, Shiva, the god of destruction. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the preserver, and Shiva is the destroyer. So the world created by Brahma, it has its ages. Vishnu is always preserving and trying to balance everything, but there's a moment where it's impossible to keep this balance and the world needs to be destroyed so it can be rebuilt again, recreated by Brahma. And who has the role of the destroyer? Shiva. Shiva is a very powerful god, and there are many stories involving Shiva. But the most important thing for us to know is that Shiva is married to Parvati, the goddess of love. And they have 2 kids, and these 2 kids are also very important gods that I'm going to talk about soon. But there's another episode involving Shiva in which she stops Kali from destroying the world. Soon I'll talk about Kali and you will see what happened there. But Shiva is a very powerful god, and when we connect with the energy of Shiva, we can overcome anything, we can fight anything we need. Another important thing is that recently, less than 100 years ago, there were some discoveries in a region called Mohenjo-Daro. And these discoveries suggest that the story we know of humanity dates back from thousands and thousands of years, much older than we know. And an important discovery suggests that the people of Mohenjo-Daro already worshipped a couple of deities. And they were Shiva and Shakti, the primordial energy of women, and Shiva, the primordial energy of all. Next god is Indra, the king of the gods and god of thunder. So when we say that Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva are the main gods, how can we have Indra as the king of the gods? Why not Indra is the main one? Because he was. In the Vedic period or in the Vedas text, Indra will be the number one. But when Hinduism arrived, it's not that Indra lost its power, but the Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, got more attention because Brahma is the creator of the world, and Vishnu is the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer. But it doesn't mean that Indra lost its power. He continues to be the king of the gods, a very powerful god. And he's usually depicted with a red skin, so it's very easy to spot Indra. The next one is Hanuman. Hanuman is popularly known as the monkey god because he has the face of a monkey, sometimes the whole body as a monkey body. And Hanuman is the god of protection and power. So people who connect with Hanuman's energy, they are asking mainly for this, for power to face problems and protection. Hanuman has a special appearance in the Ramayana, helping Rama to overcome his obstacles. Now we have Kartikeya, the god of war. Kartikeya is the son of Shiva and Parvati, the oldest son. And although Kartikeya is usually depicted with this cute image as a beautiful kid, he is the god of war and he has no patience for anything. But his mantra is not to create war. So when we connect with Kartikeya's energy, we are actually connecting with the energy to solve problems. So if you have problems to solve, Kartikeya mantra is a good option for you. And the other kid of Shiva and Parvati is Ganesha, the obstacle remover, also known as the elephant god. And Ganesha is the main deity we have today, the most popular Hindu god we know today. And why is this? Because we find Ganesha's images, Ganesha's statues, all sizes of statues everywhere in every store, and they are all beautiful. And Ganesha is known for his ability to help people to overcome obstacles, to remove the obstacles. As the god of wisdom, he can teach everything we need so we can go freely on our path. And why does Ganesha have this elephant head? To tell briefly, Parvati was feeling alone because Shiva was meditating for a long time. And then she created a kid magically, and she gave life to this kid, and Ganesha was born. So when Shiva came back from his meditation, after years meditating, he saw a kid, an unknown person, guarding the gates of his house. And Ganesha didn't allow Shiva to enter. He didn't know Shiva was his father, and Shiva didn't know he was his son. So Shiva got infuriated and decapitated the kid and entered his house. So Parvati explained the situation and ordered Shiva to recover Ganesha's life. So Shiva needed a head to replace Ganesha's head. And the first animal he found was an elephant, so he used the elephant head to give life back to Ganesha. That's why Ganesha has an elephant face. Now let's talk about the main goddesses in Hinduism. And the first one is Parvati, the goddess of love and marriage. She is married to Shiva, as I told you, and she has two kids, Kartikeya, the god of war, and Ganesha, the god of wisdom, or the obstacle remover. But Parvati has also her own stories. As a goddess of love, she has the unconditional love. So when we talk about Parvati being a goddess of love, we are talking about all kinds of love. The love of a couple, the love of a mother, the love of a friend, all the kinds of love. So anytime we need more love in our lives, Parvati is the one we can connect with. The next one is Sarasvati, the goddess of arts and wisdom, the intellect. Sarasvati is one of the main creations of Brahma, one of the first creations, and she is the personification of the river Sarasvati. It is said that when Brahma created the first things, he saw how beautiful Sarasvati was and he married her. Sarasvati has not many stories specifically about her. There are not many episodes or adventures about her, but there's one text in the Puranas that grabbed my attention, is that a king was fleeing from some demons in the middle of the forest, and he takes refuge in Sarasvati temple, and Sarasvati appeared to him and slays the demons for him. I think it was nice. Next one is Lakshmi, the goddess of riches, abundance, and prosperity. Lakshmi is the one who bestows riches upon her devotees. So people usually pray for her and use her mantra to connect with this energy of abundance and prosperity so they can get richer and a more abundant life. Lakshmi is the partner of Vishnu, and although they were married, they didn't have any kids. But then, in a specific moment of her life, she felt that she wanted to be complete. And she was suggested to have a baby. But for some reason, she didn't have a baby. So she asked Parvati to borrow one of her kids. So Lakshmi became the adoptive mother of Ganesha. And it's pretty common to see Lakshmi and Ganesha always together because they symbolize riches, prosperity, and wisdom, the intellect. One cannot be without the other. Next one is Maya. Although Maya is not always depicted as a goddess, she is a powerful energy, known and popular. Maya represents the illusion, but also reality. Maya represents me and you, the ego, because we are only an illusion. When we go through Maya, when we go through this illusion, we can find the truth. We can find the reality itself. So while Brahma created the tangible things, the real things we can see and interact with, Maya created all the rest. The next one is Gayatri, the personification of Gayatri mantra, one of the most powerful mantras of all. Gayatri is also one of the first creations of Brahma, and that's when we have some confusion. It is said sometimes that Gayatri and Sarasvati are the same, but sometimes Gayatri is only the personification of the mantra, so they can be different deities too. Anyway, Gayatri is always depicted with the 5 heads, looking the different directions and with different colors. She knows everything, she sees everything. Next one is Durga, the warrior goddess. Although Durga doesn't have any kids, she's also known as a mother goddess. So it's very common to see Ma Durga, meaning Mother Durga. And Durga is the most powerful Hindu goddess of all. It's interesting when she appeared for the first time. All the gods were battling a demon called Mahishasura, the buffalo demon. But they couldn't defeat Mahishasura. So when they thought everything was lost and they would eventually die and chaos would rule the world, an energy from Shakti, the feminine energy, manifested and Durga appeared. She carries all the weapons of all the other gods. They were gifts to Durga so she could find Mahishasura. And she fought brilliantly. She won the battle with no effort at all. There's a specific moment that Mahishasura knows he's going to lose the battle. So he tells Durga that she's very beautiful and a beautiful woman as her shouldn't be in the battlefield. She could marry him and both could rule the world. And she says that only the one who is able to defeat her in the battlefield could have the chance to get married to her right after she killed him. The last goddess is Goddess Kali, the goddess of time and also destruction and rebirth. And why is Kali the last one? Because Kali is the most polemic one. Just like we have Ganesha as a very popular Hindu god today, we also have Kali. The figure of Kali, the image of Kali is everywhere. And even if you don't know, if you're not familiar with Hindu gods, you will probably hear about Kali one day. And who is Kali and why is she so polemic? Kali is a manifestation of Durga. During another battle against Haktabija, Durga couldn't defeat him because every time she hit him, blood would drop, and from the blood, copies of Haktabija would be born. So eventually, Durga was surrounded by billions of Haktabija copies. Then, from her forehead, an energy manifested, and this energy took the form of Kali. So both fought Haktabija, and Kali drank all of his blood, so he could not multiply again, eventually dying. And Kali has her tongue outside, always representing this bloodthirsty tongue, and she's the one that has no patience at all for anything. Right after she destroyed Haktabija, she started to dance and dance and dance, and she almost destroyed the whole world by dancing. Shiva had to intervene and he threw himself under Kali's feet. So she danced on Shiva until she finally realized what she was doing and stopped. Because he's the one who has to destroy the world, not her. And why is Kali so polemic today? Because of her appearance. Kali is usually depicted as a blue goddess or a black goddess, and she carries some skulls as a necklace. And because of this, some fanatic people that cannot interpret anything and are so ignorant to interpret something, they consider Kali as an evil image, as a Christian demon, as if they believed in something like that. And they have this prejudice against Kali's image. So in my channel and other channels, when we have videos about Kali, it's very common to have some haters commenting very stupid things that I'm not obliged to answer. But to finalize about Kali, when we connect with the energy of Kali, we can awaken Kali in ourselves. And this is a great experience. This makes us unstoppable, just like she is. So this is the end of our class about Hindu mythology and the main gods and goddesses of Hinduism. If you enjoyed the video and have some doubts, you can leave a comment that I answer to all of them. If you have some compliments, please write to me. I'd love to read them too. If you are a hater, don't waste your time complaining because I'm not going to answer. And please subscribe the channel if you're not subscribed yet and share this video with your friends. Thank you so much. And if you're still here, why don't you stay a bit longer on my channel? Here you'll find a playlist with all the Hindu goddesses I've talked about. Here, a playlist with spells and magical studies. Here, you can join the Telegram channel to receive some updates there. And here you can subscribe the YouTube channel too. Thank you.